Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and this one's located on the south spawn of Province under the command of Fort Q2. Yes, it's one of the replays from my binge on the M44. I was trying to do the mini marathon and decided to do a huge number of battles in the M44, and some of them were really good. And this is a new skin as well. It's kindly provided by Jazz, and it's a recreation of an M44 that's actually on display, and she sent me a picture of the real one, and so she's done an exact copy of it for us. Well, battle started, and I'm moving off to a firing position while I'm loading. My reload time is about 16 seconds, and I'm now getting into a position so I can shoot at the enemy. Okay, got a Cromwell coming in first. Lining up a shot on him. Rounds out, and well, it splashes him for 108 and stuns him. And because I'm in a fairly good Arty safe position here, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to relocate. I should relocate, but I'm just going to stay here. And that Cromwell is coming up to try and get that ARL 44. And if he comes around the corner, I'll put a round into him. But I'm well aware that some of his teammates may be following him. If they are, then obviously I'll get shots on them, and here comes one of them, a T-52. I fire a round in, get a direct hit for 270. Now if you remember, the M44's got an alpha damage of 550 hit points on a penetration of 39mm. So I don't think I penned him, but I'm loaded, rounds out on the Skoda. Another direct hit, 159 hit points on him. The Cromwell's gone down. He's been killed, so's the ARL 44. Okay, but I know that those two are very reluctant to move, and I'm assuming that they're still there, so I'm firing another round in, and it exploded on the ground. Now, I think that Skoda is still there. That's why I'm still aiming at the same spot, but I'm just adjusting my aim slightly. Ready to fire any second. Rounds out straight away again, and another explosion on the ground. But I'm assuming they are still there. So I'm just adjusting the aim just a little bit more. That's right. Almost ready to go. Round out. Yes, he was still there. He was. Blind kill. And the T-52, well, he might still be behind that Skoda. So I'm going to lay a shot further behind him. See if he's still there. No, he's not. But we've got a VK2801, and he's sitting in the middle of his own cap, which is not really going to help him much, because he has been seen, and I marked the target for my team, and I think he is still somewhere in that vicinity. So I fired a round in. No sign of him. I don't think we've got any teammates close enough to actually get a good spot. I still think he's there, but oh well, no one to shoot at for the moment. Now, there was some enemies over the far side, but the problem is, from this position, I can't get shots on them. And the reason I was in that position to start with was to prevent any counter battery during the initial stages of the battle. So I'm going to have to relocate over to the bushes so I can get shots on that KV-85. Now, as you know, the M44's got a very wide arc of fire, but I've got a rock face slightly in the way, and so this position is not really helping much. I'm going to have to move a bit further north, take the bushes next to the rock, or in fact just get behind the rock itself. Make it slightly more difficult for the enemy to counter battery me from here. Got a KV-85, we'll just see the turret. Dialing in, rounds out, explodes on the ground near him but stuns him. Now we've got a KV-85 making a dash over to the rocks, and again the rock face is in the way. So I can't get shots on him, but I can certainly hit this KV-85. He moves forward just a little. And I can see the VK coming in. That's the same one I fired at before. And I splash him for 52 hit points. Still staying where I am, because I'm in a fairly good Arty safe position behind this rock. Almost reloaded. Rounds out. And the VK was still there. Again, it pays off sometimes to remember where the enemy was when you last saw him. Even though it was a blind shot, he was still there and it worked. Okay, so now we're going to try and splash this OI to persuade him to move away. Now, I reckon that probably would have stunned him at the very least. But we've lost sight of him, so I can't do anything about it at the moment. The AMX 12 ton's going around the corner. I fire another round in, splash him for 53, stunned him. And one of the enemy Arty has been spotted, but I'm too close to the rock. So I'm going to counter battery mode, and oh, it's our Type 64. He found the M44, but unfortunately got killed off by the Wizzy 131 GFD, and that shell hit the rock face. But I've marked the spot where I think he is. He's very probably relocated though, that's the only problem. If he's a smart M44 driver, he will get away from there as quickly as he can. And the shell lands exactly where he was last seen, so he's obviously moved away. So I've gone to overhead counter battery now. There he is. Okay. I think he's either in that bush or slightly to the southwest of it. Round out. Well, it fell short, but I think he might have been slightly further to the south. But going back to that OI, reloading, and see the KV-85 moving through the field of fire, and yep, put a round into him for 127 off a near miss, and he's killed. So we've got some stun assist. Going back to counter battery. Remember, look for the tracer. Sometimes it does help, and I did do this during this game. Switch off all visual aids. Press the V key, and the tracers become far more obvious. Okay, another tank's been spotted. It's the OI, and he's moving towards the rock face. But unfortunately, from the position I'm in at the moment, I can't get shots on him. But I don't need to worry, because my teammate, the other M44, also had him in sight, and he took him out. So we've got two light tanks, a Type 64 and a T-52. And the Type 64 was last seen just at that junction, or near that junction. But I've switched over to the other side of the map, and you can see over there, there's the T-52. And again, I'm having problems with the rock that's near me. I fire around at the T-52, just stuns him. But the Striv M4257 is getting close. Oh, and he just got killed. I'm about to be reloaded any second now. Rounds out. And that's a kill shot.
Enemy armor destroyed.
Splashed him to death. Okay, right. Well, KV2 was last seen up in that vicinity. Now, he was probably taking pot shots from that lookout, which is a well-known lookout position. I fired a round into there just in case he is there. That might persuade him to go away, and I'm relocating now just to avoid any counter battery. Okay, now going to counter battery mode. We're overhead. I've zoomed out to get maximum area in sight, and there you can see the tracer. He just fired, and I missed him on that occasion. We'll see in the end of battle stats if I did actually hit him. I've gone back to battle assistant, going after the KV2. Almost loaded. Rounds out. Oh, he stopped just as I fired. And so instead of walking into that shell, he only got a splash. But it was still 40 hit points. Now he's still there. I'm almost reloaded. And I think my fellow M44 is also going to do the same. I fire around it. Oh, and it falls just behind him. So I got that wrong. But I think I can still keep him stunned if he stays where he is. So I'm going to fire another round in. Oh, no, I'm going to fire to the corner this time. And it goes straight to the corner. Gone straight back to counter battery. We've lost sight of the KV2, so I can't do anything for the moment. On overhead mode. God's eye view, that's what it's called. Or strategic view. Now, Watch for the tracer. Oh, I saw a tree go down. And I fired at the position where I thought the tree would be, or where I thought the Arty might be, hiding behind the tree. There's 2 Arty on the enemy team. One's the M44, the other's an SU-8. Okay, there is the Type 64. He went back over to the other side of the map, and that shell was too hasty. Wasn't dialed in fully on the Type 64. At this moment I was a bit concerned that he might get away. But I'm following him, trying to work out where he's going. Lining him up for a shot, rounds out, he's headed that way, and I got the splash kill on him. He was headed in that direction, so I put the shell where I thought he would go, and he did go there. And that means I picked up a Naydin's medal, because I've killed all of the enemy light tanks. And because we now have the advantage, it's 5 versus 3, I'm going mobile. I'm using the word P in self-propelled. I'm propelling myself to the enemy end of the bat, and I'm going to start capping. I'm going to force the enemy to reveal themselves. There's only 3 enemy vehicles left. The M44, the SU-8, and that KV-2. Well, I'm going to take the quick route, go down this side. It does mean that I will be in sight of the enemy as I'm driving down, but it's faster, more direct. And of course it does enable me to stop and shoot if I needed to. Okay, let's get into one of these bushes and start capping. And I'm just going to go into this bush on the near side. And there's the first target, it's an SU-8. He's coming down to kill the Type 58, and I put a hasty snapshot into him. But I'm relocating just in case he did spot me. The KV-2 has been spotted as well. He's heading back. He knows I'm capping. So I've now got 5 kills. 1 more kill. I've got a Top Gun. Waiting for sight of that KV-2. Now, where is he? There he is! Oh, he's just gone past my field of fire, but I splashed him for 46 hit points. And he just derped. Or rather, the M44 just derped our Hellcat. So what I've got on this side is the Type 58 defending me at the top against that KV-2. And he's just below the ridgeline to preserve his health. And there's the M44, and he's coming to view, lining up the shot, and he's gone! And he didn't have full health, so I must have splashed him before. So that's a counter battery, and the enemy KV-2 was taken out of the game, and I missed that. But he was killed, so that was the end of the game. And here's the end of battle results. So first class tanker for 4Q2 in the M44. I managed to pick up a counter battery for killing both of the enemy Arty, the M44 and the SU-8. I got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 16. A Naydin's medal because I killed all the enemy light tanks during that battle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And a Top Gun because with that last kill, the M44, I picked up 6 kills in total. And the win 8 for the game, 5,111. So let's have a look at team score. Top of the table, 2,048 hit points of damage in that one. The next high scorer was in fact our Hellcat, 1,726 hit points to him. He managed to get a Confederate. When it came to kills, I got the highest number again, 6 kills, which is 3 times the next highest scorers, which was the AMX 12-ton, the M44, and both box tanks on the enemy team and their T-52. And when it came to base XP, yep, I've got the top in all 3 columns, 1,013 base experience points. Well, not enough for an ace tanker, but it certainly was good all the same. Enough for a first class. And the next highest scorer was the AMX 12-ton 758, and then the M44, the other guy, who managed to get 2 kills, which is not bad, and 708 hit points of damage. So congratulations to him. 569 base experience. So he's certainly working that game. He was working it. Pity that he didn't pick up the Confederate. The Hellcat managed to hit 6 and 0, and the other M44 7 and 2. So he missed it by just one. If he hadn't had one more kill, he would have ended up with the Confederate as well. Or if he'd hit one more of the enemy in the process, then maybe he would have got it. But well played anyway to him. So let's have a look at the detail. I fired 30 rounds during that game. I got 4 direct hits and 1 penetration and splash on 20. I did damage of 2,048 hit points, of which 1,868 were at more than 300 meters. I didn't get hit by the enemy at all. I damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did damage stun assistance of 287 hit points of 15 stuns. While I was sitting in the cap, I managed to get 64 cap points. So I wasn't that far off from getting an invader, even if they hadn't actually revealed themselves and enabled me to kill them. I earned 41,105 credits, got 20,552 from personal reserve, and total came to 61,657. And after ammunition resupply, I took away 46,507 credits. I got 5 bonds for getting those awards. The Naydin's medal is probably the best one, because it's actually worth 3 bonds, whilst the Top Gun and High Caliber are worth only a bond each. And I also earned 1,519 XP, but I had boosters running, 759 off that, took away 2,279 experience points altogether. So there you go. It's an all-rounder game because I did just about everything, in terms of I was on the move, I capped, well, we hit anything that came into sight. And as you can see, I got some lucky shots. I did manage to get that Type 64 and the T52 by splash killing them. But all the same, it was a fun battle. And this happened during a lot of really good battles that I had that night. And I'm going to follow up this video with another couple of videos showing those games as well, all in the M44 as usual. And I think you might enjoy some of them, because they were hilarious or really good, great fun. But if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.